Listen, I don't know about you, but I started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Erica Williams' Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I think it's 4th of July. It may not be. I don't know when this comes out. Probably should come out today. Who knows? I just want to say greedy and flashy in 2025. Don't do it. Just keep it simple. Now, I wanted to say, this is going to go behind the paywall eventually here. I want to say there are three different guys that are in this social media space that if you interact with them, all of a sudden you wake up, you got charges. I'm so serious. There's about 3 of them. If you interact with them, you will wake up and the feds is at your door. There's charges coming after you. There's all this stuff, this noise. I 100% believe that they are confidential informants, and it's magic. Just like Andrew Tate, the young white boy who did a show with him the day before he got arrested, was like, "Oh, you leaving town?" on his live stream. You trying to leave? Andrew's like, "What are you doing?" Then all of a sudden, SWAT over there in Poland's busting his door down. The same next day that he told this same man that's a YouTuber that he was leaving. Okay, so I just want y'all to understand, like, I want y'all to be, association. Be careful with the association you reach for. I'm gonna play a few clips, and some might offend you a little bit. But I'm telling you, like, when people say, I don't know how you're finding these people, Erica, I don't know how you're finding these conferences, these events. Let's be very clear. What you aim for, you find. What you aim for, you aim to look online at big booty Betties and single mom stories all day. That's what you'll find. I have a phone, and I told y'all they had kicked me off of my original Instagram. I started another Instagram. The feed's 100% different. There's some people I ain't seen in a year and a half. I'm like, again, the algorithm feeds you more what you want. So I just click on nice travel stories and business commentary, and I click on that and I share that over and over again. I try my best to stay out of the Trump stuff because that's what got me off the first place. So if you're here, drop your city and state in the chat, drop a 1 in the comments. Listen, happy 4th of July. Let's get into it. You can make good money in just about any business, y'all. A lot of times we talk about make sure you're in the right vehicle, but the truth is a lot of people just want to get to 100K. Everybody on the internet saying they make 100K, but I mean, seriously, they just want to get to 100,000 to 250,000. My friend that's a dentist and my friend that was an eye doctor, when they first, like, one was building, they had like little ghetto locations in Austin. I ain't gonna lie to you. They was like, I can't make out my team down there. Plus, I'm like, it's ghetto over here, girl. She eventually built a building, built a plaza, got the big loan, right? And had her business in one of the suites of the plaza. Okay. Then the eye doctor was like, oh, she can do that. As a dentist, I'm an eye doctor. I can do it because I've been making 200K, 250K for multiple years, plus as a dentist. So he went and built his own building, commercial building, big loan, big heavy loan. And what he did is he hired 3 other eye doctors so he could triple how many patients could come in, how many people could do work, and then he could actually take a vacation. There are certain systems called EOS system is a training system. Cardone Ventures has a training system. There's a lot of different companies out there that have really great training systems to help you basically follow a template to expand your business. Now, if you own the building, and you can rent out any additional space because you own the building, okay? If you own the plaza with 4 units in it and you're just one of the 4 units in it, really her building takes up 2 in the space. You're in a different stratosphere of ownership. You're in a different stratosphere of being an eye doctor. You're in a different stratosphere of being a dentist. Like the normal, there's not enough clients till the school starts again because kids get all their teeth checked right before school start. And kids get all their eyes done right before school start. That doesn't bother them. That's the rhythm of their business. But you can make beautiful money at any level. It's just your choice. But the average person, even my friends who went to school for all this debt for dentists and eyes and nursing, if they make 200, 180, 250, they feel like they doing it. Because the average person is comparing themselves to who's around them. Like, I'm doing better than my mama and daddy. I'm doing better than my siblings. Like, that's not even, this is where people have to take self-assessments. What is enough for you? What are your strengths? What are your skills? What can you work on? Because if you're sitting there comparing yourself to this, it'll never be enough. You can never get your validation from outside source. It has to be internal. You have to have internal pushes that make you go do what you do. Right? I watched Old Guard too. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. But again, there's pros and cons to living forever and being immortal. And the thing is, like, some of them have no meaning because all their families have died, right? Some of them were just drinking and partying because that's all they could do. And others was like, I have a purpose. I have a mission. And every day I get up, I'm gonna make the time matter. Live hundreds of years and I'm gonna make the time matter. So I really enjoy those series and movies. But what are you aiming for? What are you watching on a daily basis? Right? There's something I really want to talk to you guys about in the top 40 ebook certifications. A lot of people took it like, oh, Eric, I don't know. I want you to understand. We don't have 2-3 years for you to be like, I'm dabbling, once a week I look at my Coursera course. No, when y'all sign up for these things and these trainings, the next 6 to 12 weeks is this every day. You get up, you're on the Coursera every day. You get up, you're taking the evaluation till you're done. If it's a 3-hour certification, why is it 3 weeks later you still ain't done it? You watch 3 hours of video, check it off, done. You can go on LinkedIn and knock out 12, 20 certifications, done, free, for the free 99 on LinkedIn Learning. And some of the LinkedIn Learning does have a little bit of cost. But a lot of times you're talking to people and they're spreading stuff out 2, 3, 4 years for what? You're not committed to it. You're not serious about it. If I told you we had a boat trip where you got to wear a 2-piece in 12 weeks, all of a sudden every day, all day, you exercise and running down the street 3, 4, 5 miles, you're getting serious. You got to get serious about that like your life. You got a lot of people waking up and they've been just drifting along, just working some job. And it's not till life bumps them. Having kids, having surgeries, having expensive bills, a car accident, something bumps them and they like, oh, I can't just drift. I got to stop what I'm doing and get real serious. That's just where a lot of people wake up and realize what they got to do, right? It doesn't take you 2-3 years. In the 2-3 years, many of you we've been doing Tech Tuesday for 5 years plus now. I'm really thinking about doing A, B, and C. I'm really thinking about it now. It's like, you could have already been in the tech industry 2-3 years, been laid off one time, switched over to another company, got to another company, and been at your 3rd or 4th Afrotech at the rate and the pace that you're dilly-dallying. And this isn't for me to just pump and promote, top 40 certifications. I have 4 temp agencies in there. I'm thinking about putting another little ebook together. It's probably gonna be like $5, something cheaper, even cheaper. That's just like, here's all the temp agencies. Here's the common thing they're gonna ask you. Here's the common way we see. I might just see if I can update the ebooks already as on the platform. I don't know. I'll see how I can do it. But at the end of the day, they're hiring still today. Temp agencies, temp work, contract work. Many of you are like, no, I'm looking for a long-term secure job. Like, okay, cool. But if you have no work right now, you're unemployed right now, you should be picking up anything that's temp to get you some traction, some motion, some flow. Because a lot of times people say, well, I just want to be quiet and sit still in my house and just close my eyes and meditate and manifest some job. Like, bro, stop. Go sign up on Octopi. Go pay the $97 a month. Let it apply for you 300 jobs and whatever you want it to. Tell the AI to apply for you and just let it have it go. Let it have its fun shotgun like crazy. Right? Instead of sitting here going, I just don't know. I've applied to like 7 jobs a day. Let the AI do it for you. Let the AI do it for you. Don't overthink this. Okay? Again, we share multiple things that people could do. Insurance, mobile notary, appraisal, inspection. It's really a mentality issue, right? Because a lot of people say, I want to have access to these big projects and big deals. Well, we have to have the foundation make sense, y'all. Now I'm gonna show a couple clips and then I'm gonna go with some options. Now this is rich and unemployed. Apparently he got caught up in a $10 million unemployment scam. I'm gonna just tell you like this. Go back and look to one of the dudes he was just on their podcast before all this happened 2 months ago. Go check that out. That guy, anybody that interacts with that guy, all of a sudden has jail issues. You do the math. You do the math. I mean, but y'all not in that world, right? I come from a cop family, and people be like, "Don't you think it's strange that you keep meeting drug dealers who keep be out of jail for years and years and years, and just they keep getting arrested and just be still out of jail years and years later?" There's a reason. So let's play this clip so y'all can see it. And here we go.
No, like this shit is real. This shit is real life. Like, you can't play with this shit. And sometimes you only get one opportunity. You know what I mean? Sometimes you only get one opportunity, bro. When you get the opportunity, bro, you gotta use that shit. And my opportunity was when I fucking got out the first time. And how I went crazy. You know what I mean? How I said everything I said I was gonna do, and I did it. And then I'm sitting on this fucking bump there, like this shit don't even seem real. Like, damn, I done came this far. I done came this far. And some shit like this happened. You gotta always go with your gut feeling, man. And it was something that was fucking telling me shit, like, nothing like shit, you shouldn't do this or do that, but it was something like the universe, God was trying to give me signs, like, you know, prepare for something. Something is coming, you get to prepare. Every time I looked at my daughter, every time that I looked at my BM, and I mean, when I looked at my businesses, when I looked at my podcast, like, prepare. And trust and behold, that day came. I wasn't expecting this shit, but that day came.
All right, long story short, we ain't gotta play this forever. Y'all can go see this video. His team is still doing what they do. They got the ads rolling in the video. You know what I'm saying? Mid B-roll. They're gonna keep money rolling for the team. This is a prison cell phone call. I don't think y'all understand the rules. When you're on the prison cell phone calls, this is how they got shine. If you can't make money from your phone call, you can't. From your incarceration, y'all can go look up the actual terms and definitions, but he'll do a couple more of these and they'll probably tell him, hey, you can't use a phone no more like that. Go watch it. It's literally him talking about how he switched the whole tray of food for orange or apple because he's like, the food's unhealthy. It's prison. They ain't in there to make y'all healthy. They ain't in there to feed y'all good food. They in there to give y'all a ton of sodium. There's a lot of black men that come out of jail with high blood pressure. Yes, from the stress, but also from the fact that the food is bad. And y'all can go wherever y'all want with that. Now you can go look up lots of stories on this. But, you know, he basically said, oh, I can do time. It's just that I have a daughter now and I'm going to miss my daughter. And it's just like, now there is a channel. If you're in Digital Liberty Warriors, I posted it inside the group. It's a channel I keep referencing, and I want y'all to go look at it. But essentially, it does a breakdown of how much, in general, these guys can make. Now, you go on Social Blade and be like, well, YouTube's only paying them this, Erica, and it's only paying them that. That's not accurate, y'all. A lot of these people can make $10K a month in less than 6 months on YouTube. It's just getting people to the email list. It's just getting people. I mean, I'm serious. In less than 6 months, I can show y'all a ton of people. It's literally, you know, Facebook coaching groups. Again, the 4 C's that drive everybody crazy: coaching, courses, consulting, community. There's a reason, right? And you just pick a skill or a niche and you really niche down. And we'll go more deep in a pay behind the wall video on that page, because I just think a lot of people are always like, Erica, you say you can do that quick. Yeah, you can. You can. There's a lot of these group of people making $400K a month, $200K a month. There's a guy who had 200 guys join a $5,000 a year group. So that's $1 million, right? It's really not as complicated as people are trying to make it seem. Because it isn't hard, because people are looking for community and people are looking for people to connect with, and how can they work with others. So this guy, his podcast, when you start seeing podcast numbers or YouTube channel numbers where you're at 256,000 subscribers, and you had 10,000 views in eight hours, and there's a lot of money being made where you come up with a third-party product. As you can see, as you see down here, they have Detention Center, Lovejoy, GA, right? Numbers up here. Send a letter. Grab your official Free Finesse t-shirt at Free the Finesse. Donate to the cause. Free the Finesse. Natural Male Enhancement. Yourmanhood.com. You know, like, again, he's in a physical product business. Like, don't overcomplicate this. These are all ways. I'm going to show y'all. Let's see if it pulls up. Will it pull up? Free the Finesse. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see if it'll do it. Yeah. Listen, his team is hilarious. Let me show y'all. This is one of the links in his description. Free to Finesse. Oh Lord. $60, y'all. Pre-order $60. Now let's say he's got an audience. Man, where is Finesse? Come on, man. Oh man. Does it say anything here? It don't. It ain't doing it. But long story short, Free the Finesse, $60 t-shirt. So let's say, you know, you and his audience, you don't want old boy to be in jail. It makes you upset. 285,000 subscribers. Let's just go there. And we don't know how much on the email is. Let's just say 285 times 10%. 10% of dollars, 28,000 of them are die hard loyal. But out of that, let's just say out of 28,000, let's just say 50% of those people support. 14,000 t-shirts times $60 is almost $900,000, y'all. Okay, let's just say 10,000 of his diehards out of his whole channel paid for a t-shirt. That's 600,000. Whoever's on his team, whoever's in his group, they know what they're doing. And really, when I watched the video, if you actually listen to what he's saying, whoever was still in his group, he's basically saying change whatever ways they are doing what they do. I'm gonna say it that way. Go listen to the video. What you see here? Okay. All right. I hope y'all got enough of that. Now, let's get into, and we're gonna get out of the finesse. We're gonna get out of the finesse. We're gonna go over here to something that's very true that people aren't really ready to hear. This is out of your boy Grant Cardone. If you're enjoying the commentary so far, put a 1 in the comments. What's up to you, girl? You know this stuff is pre-recorded, but it's all love. Okay, so let's get into it. This is Rich Summers. Rich Summers, you can go look him up on your own time, but he's basically buying boutique hotels. And when you have action and traction and moving, some of the people that's been on his channel are like, I'm talking about billionaires. But it's because they respect the fact that he's invested money into the studio. He's taking action. He's on his 6th hotel purchase. He has a fund. He's out there in San Diego. Takes a lot of motion in San Diego. So let me play this part because I think this is a very important 3 minutes that y'all should hear.
Because he was so freaking likable, right? But the part of that story I want you to hear, everybody to hear, this is the guy that probably will run for president. That knows me because of my Instagram and should not. You would think he doesn't know me. I leave there and I'm walking down the hall. The former head of the SEC, Grant Cardone. So those guys are all watching social media.
Yeah, but they're not on there building their audiences.
No, they're watching though.
Yeah, they're watching.
They're watching. They will never build their audience. Gavin might. But most of them are hiding there. They're watching. They're voyeurs, right? So you guys, when you guys are chopping content for him, you need to think in terms, okay, we got the people that follow, but the people that don't follow, they might even be better qualified. Just because somebody followed doesn't mean they don't watch.
Why is it that there's so many real estate investors out there, especially the old school ones, that are not doing content? One of my mentors, Tony Azar. He's out of Charlotte. They got 6,000 apartment units, and he's got a couple private jets, but he's not on social media.
Because he gets all his money from Country Club.
Yeah. But it was like he made all his connections and investors one at a time.
Yeah, that's right.
By shaking hands.
Because he goes to the Olive Tree. He goes to the local restaurant, meet me over here for dinner. And then he's got a bunch of Country Club friends. This is what white people do. It's white, man. It's a scam. You guys need to wake everybody up about this. This is the most on lockdown racial white game, Country Club game. And I'm just the white guy calling it out. Okay. It is on lockdown. Real estate is a white man's game. You're over 50 years old. You're white. You belong to a country club. You fish. You probably hunt. You drink, and you probably, do on the sly an occasional strip joint 2 or 3 times. A big trip for you is to go to Vegas or Miami and hang out at 11. Okay, and that's who trades these deals. They're like I'm not part of that club.
Dude, I know. When I go to these multifamily conferences, it's a bunch of old white dudes rocking suits.
That's what I'm telling you.
I don't have a lot of common with them.
No, of course not.
And they're not on social media. But I guess my question is this.
Well, they're going to see you and be like, what's he even doing here?
Yeah.
Like, well, he's not a broker. He's not an agent. He's not he's not raising money that you don't fit in.
Mm-mm.
And for me, to me, I'm a character to them. They're like, oh, there's that Instagram guy that raised $1 billion in cash. But the good news is the country club that has owned and controlled real estate is now handcuffed. These are pension funds, big banks, big hedge funds. These are monster companies. They're all now, they can't trade assets. They all have the same problem. And guys like me and you, when you put an audience together, we could actually go buy institutional quality assets, not garbage, not the bottom of the real estate food chain. We could actually reach up high into the food chain and start these buildings around here. All these are going to be traded here in this cycle. Somebody else is going to end up with this stuff. It's not going to be vacant.
Yeah. I think it's the cheat code because I know a lot of people.
You think it's the cheat code?
Well, here's the cheat code. I think there's a lot of people that are real estate investors. There's a lot of people doing content, but here's the cheat code. There's not many people that is a high level real estate investor in doing the content.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because I think that I'm thinking of 3 people right now. They want to be influencers and they want to be famous on Instagram. I'm not doing Instagram to be famous or to get likes and comments. I'm doing it to get rich. Okay. And help other people get rich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like I don't look at my likes. I don't look for viral video. I don't look at the videos that I did. I did a video. If you pull up the Lamar Jackson video, he just got awarded whatever his number was. I forget the 355 or something. Look
that up. Lamar, you're talking about Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens.
Before that, a week and a half before that, I did the Aaron Judd contract. 260. He got 260 million. I show him in a video with his mother. His mother did the deal.
Really?
So I showed Lamar in a video. Hey, Lamar, I'm going to show you how to become a billionaire. Number 1, never give up the 260. And number 3, on your next 5-year deal, where you'll get paid $300 million, you'll never pay taxes on it. So I did video to convert Lamar. I'm going after specific targets because I want Lamar as an investor, as a partner. So why are influencers not becoming real business people? Because they think being an influencer is a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't Tate is probably the most influential person on planet Earth today, him and his brother. But what's the business?
Right.
You're going to have a problem with the business now.
I think he had an education business, but I don't know if there was anything past that. There was definitely no real estate.
Well, there's no real assets, right?
Yeah.
And even if you have real assets, you don't want to go to jail to defend yourself. So I don't want to enjoy my real estate from jail. I want to enjoy my real estate with my family, my friends, my investors. We sent out $4 million last month, $22 million in cash this year sent to other investors. So why are influencers on?
Okay. Because we'll go down the rabbit hole on this one. Because I really do like this. This was a really good interview. If you get a chance to go back and watch that part on your own, feel free. If you're enjoying the commentary, put a 1 in the comments. I'm going to hit a few of the topics where he said it's a white man's game. You are paying attention in the industry when Chris Senegal, again, Nigerians in Houston, was saying there's only 5 families that own 80% of the 5th and 3rd ward. And 2 of the families were Italian and the other 3 families were Jewish. When he started buying property, they're like, who are you? Right? Because they're used to all the black people wholesaling, but they weren't used to them building. Okay. So now years later, millions and millions in funds and building and opportunities, you name it. Okay. This is where people have to be a really good steward over these projects. Because what Grant is essentially doing is the bank ain't gonna give me $1 million. It ain't gonna give me a Billy. They don't like e-commerce and online education businesses. They don't like them. I don't care how y'all try to slice it. Even at Grant Cardone's level, if you go to some of his other trainings, he'll tell you repeatedly the bank don't like him. I've been and showing the bank, hey, I pulled in $80K a month, 7 months in a row. What's going on? I just don't understand your business model. We don't understand coaching and consulting and all that stuff. So what I end up doing is getting into different groups to be like, who are y'all using? Who's this person using? Who are y'all using? And that's why I spent so much money as far as like 150,000 in education, because I had to find out where, who, what banks, what funding. And a lot of these guys like Grant Cardone and Rich Summers, they're just using YouTube. They're going to show you properties. They're going to show you they have traction. They invite you out to what they got going on, and you can hop on or don't hop on. It's a very simple business model. Like, you're seeing the flashy, you're seeing the courses, you're seeing the ebooks, all that stuff he don't care about. He'll tell you multiple times, I don't care nothing about this education. Like, the education business he has makes $100 million a year. Grant didn't get the respect till he started collecting more and more real estate. Now, why is he mad about? There's a court case where it's like a class action lawsuit. He doesn't want that to go through. Why doesn't he want it to go through? If there's laws on the books, and again, forgive me, this is not financial advice, it's not legal advice. I'm just giving you a paraphrasing of what the law says. Like, if I go buy a apartment building for $5 million, but then I come back less than 60 days, no improvements, no enhancements, no nothing, and tell you we're getting this building for $7 million. And so I raised an extra $2 million there, right? For me, there's legal ways to do that, and there's unlegal ways to do that. You're really not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to mark it up. You're supposed to sell shares at the price you bought it for. Now, I'll let people who are better legal attorneys dig deep into that. But there's a lot of asset protection classes I've been to, lawsuit aversions, all kind of things where it kind of helps you get around a lot of things. So that's how I can tell you, when I see some of these people hanging out with certain people, I'm like, don't you know everybody ever hang out with him? Get in trouble, go to jail. A lot of people want to be famous on this app, but I don't want to be famous. I want to be rich. And I don't even want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. Okay. The 4 or 5 moves I'm making this year in the respective to e-commerce, physical products, right? That's something we sat over here. We have it rolling slowly, Amazon stuff. Then the real estate, and then also another middleman to millions business model we have. It's a template business, and it's barely tugging along, but banks are more friendly to that business than any other business. Now, when your phone start ringing off the hooks, it's like, if you make $1 million in 1 year, every capital company in the world has pulled your data off, Melissa data and other data, because the average business owner only want to make 100,000 to 250,000 a year, and they're happy. And then if their company makes $500,000, great, they're chilling. But when you see these capital companies, who they're looking for people who have companies that go 1 to 3 million, because there's something happening at 1 to 3 million a year. It means either you need more money for staff, more money for marketing, more working capital, something's missing, and it's a small amount, but they can't figure out what it is. But merchant cash advances, all that stuff, we've talked how bad that is on here. Now, there's something Grant says that irks me. He's like, if you're a black woman or a brown guy, you don't know what even family funds are. Family fund. Again, we know what small family offices are. Like, everybody's not oblivious. It's been beaten by every small time influencer talking about small family funds. People may not have the total understanding. If they're still in survival mode or they're in a low income mode, they may not be as in depth as others, but they know some, right? So that's the only part of the interview that irked me with Grant. But also, again, Grant is just like, I'm going past the banks. This is the creative funding that y'all talk to me about. Let me go pull this up. Let me go here. Okay, I'm sharing this tab instead. So over here, I put on this corner, creative funding, creative financing, creative owner financing, other people's money. Grant is doing it at a level. Sorry about that. Is that better? He's doing it at a level where, yeah, he raised $1 billion in cash. That's fine, right? You may not even want that much. You may want 4 rentals and call it a day. Okay. But when people start talking to me about creative and owner financing and notes, like, you have to do it from the position of the owner, because if you're the position of the person running around begging for owner financing, you're not going to get the best deals. Now, prime example, I think I've talked about it in land grab course. I'll talk about it more in the land grab course. You can go in some of these areas and you get some of these land lots, right? You may not want to be in that area. You may not even want to build in the area, but you know there's others who want to what? They need somewhere to live. They need somewhere to put their trailer, RV, do outdoor sports activities, camp. Now, you may set it up so that it has water and electric, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I'm renting this space out to an RV for X amount of months. You can either prepay your rent, put a deposit down, something, right? But some type of contract. Or you can actually sell or finance that land to someone else. Let's say you bought it for $3,000. Let's just say for sake of argument, you bought it for $30,000. And you're like, hey, I'll give you a note of $500 a month for 5 years until you give me a balloon payment, right? And if you really want to stretch it out, I'll do it for 10 years. People have done that all over the United States, but they do it from the position of an owner. They're not running around like, let me go owner finance all these lots. There is a builder in Houston. I've talked about him before. He partnered with people who had land. He's like, man, I can't get you 100 and 150,000. But what I can do is build this project. We see it sold and we'll split the deal 50-50 or 70-30 or 60-40. So you can get all the money that you really owed this land when this project is done. That's a risk as well. Need a lot of good contracts in place for that. But when people talk to me about creative, all I hear, honestly, especially at some levels, right, is they don't have the money, they don't have the banks, they don't have the systems. Because at certain levels, you don't even need that. It's a choice, right? Let me show you an example. So at the bottom out here, I have foundation, credit score, job, savings, stability, cold truth. The cold truth is if you're trying to come out here and do all this creative financing and your credit is in the tank, you don't have a job, you're trying to do the slick talk, you're gonna get a cold shoulder from a lot of investors. They just don't want to be bothered with you. They may offer you a job working their phones, but other than that, they don't want to be bothered with you. Now, when you start getting $5,000 to $20,000 set aside, and I mean set aside, it's not bill money. It's not I got in a car accident, Erica, and I got this money. Like, it's set aside. It is not an emergency for you to touch it. Or you have 401k, or you have stocks that you can take a loan out against. Now you're ready to go do. You're ready to really do some things, okay? At that point, what you're looking for is $50,000 to $300,000 in funding, credit cards, lines of credit, loans, all of it. You're looking for an even bigger cachet, because yes, can you do something with 5 to 20K? Yes, you can. You can get lots of types of businesses started with that amount. That's not nothing to play with, but you're going to have to put a lot of sweat equity into 5 to 20,000. The closer you get to 50,000 or 300,000, the more you can say, ooh, I'm gonna let this business breathe for 6 months. I'm gonna run ads. I'm gonna have 1 or 2 people on staff. We're gonna make some money and we're gonna keep it rolling. The closer you get that 5K to 20K is tight. It's just tight. Been there, done that. Won't do it again, right? Skills, upskill, look for opportunities, right? Once you have this money set aside, but you're not clear, you don't have clarity, you don't have true discernment on what you particularly want to do, I'm gonna just suggest you upskill. I'm gonna suggest you go to conferences, masterminds, take assessment tests, go work one-on-one with people. And it's not gonna be cheap, right? Some of the masterminds I'm talking about are $22,000 a year. Some of the ones I've looked at that I really liked were $30K for the year, but it was a year of like in-depth. Every quarter when they saw you, you had to have things completed, things done. You needed to talk to their insurance company, their friends, their bankers. Like, that you weren't just coming there to waste their time. And you couldn't come unless stuff was completed. Just being honest, okay? Now let's get up here. When I was talking about that 20K to 50K or that 50K to 300K and funding and lines of credit, it may take you a minute to get it. It may take you a year. I've seen people do $1 million in credit. It took them almost 3 years to get all of it. Slowly, just consistently every 90 days, applying for more funding, asking for lines of credit increase. They had Excel sheets, keeping up with all that stuff. But it's just a way for you to have a tool to leverage, right? Because money just sitting in the bank ain't doing nothing for you. It's really not. So in that level, I put middleman to millions business. AI biz, e-com, digital real estate business, physical products. At this point, you should be able to pull from that type of biz 100K to 250,000 a year. Now, the more push, the more systems. Also, if you pay somebody to be a daily boss CEO, you can get that company up to 1 to 3 million. Okay. Now, once we have that rolling, let that rock for 2-3 years. Then that's when you're talking about bigger investments, building, teamwork, franchises, etc. Right. And you may say, well, Erica, dang, you being a Debbie Downer. You're saying people got to have all this money. You know, other people are saying I just need to come with my smile and my credit. Okay. And I want you to go over there too. Good luck. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have time to. A lot of you want to get started on projects and you'll go to a bank and they go, okay, you got 50K. Do you own some land? Can you qualify for this construction loan? You can't do any of those. Like, again, you have to understand when people talk about credit, collateral, and all that stuff, they mean, are you a productive person? If I look over the last 10 years of your life as a bank, have you worked? Have you paid your taxes? Do you have tax returns? Are you put together? You know what I'm saying? If you got 1 or 2 years of hiccups, then I'm gonna work with you. Right? I remember showing this my tax returns to one banker, and he was like, damn. He was like, okay, we're gonna find you something. He's like, I'm gonna get you something off my desk, because again, they get incentives to make loans. They get incentives and promotions to make loans. So there's a reason. If you're dealing with somebody, what's their perspective? Now, I went to one bank and I felt like a little bit of racism was happening. And I made a comment, and the guy on the phone was like, I don't know what he's talking about in the front office. I'm willing to work with you to do A, B, and C. He was saying, if you want to complain about that banker in the bank, feel free to. But I'm a whole different sales rep, and I ain't done nothing to you. Right? And I can get you a loan today. Like, it was almost like a pity loan. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened at the office, but I'm gonna make sure I get it pushed through on my end. And he worked from home. Let me see if I pull up this other thing. Do I have it? Okay, yes. So again, hopefully that's clear. If you understand it, drop a 1 in the comments. If you have questions, I'm sorry, this is pre-recorded. I'd love to go back over this more in depth. I still have the other video I made for y'all to explain the inverse triangle on business, and that'll be behind the paid wall. But essentially, when if you said, Erica, hey, I won 50K in the lottery, what should I do? You need to take the next 3 months just reading and upskilling, because the average person really, really, really isn't reading. They aren't upskilling. What makes a business run is you having different skills. You being able to market, you being able to be sharp, you being able to tackle a thing or two. And you can look and see where the business is not working for you, or maybe this particular business model doesn't work, or I'm really good at talking to customers, or I'm really good at setting up systems. Like, you'll find more about yourself once you're starting the process. If you're just sitting on the sidelines guessing, well, at my job, I do this. Well, okay. Can your job find another person to do that? Then that's not really a special skill that you have. Again, that's why I encourage people to take assessment tests to kind of figure out, their personality traits. What's the perfect environment they would love to work in? The internal work that people don't like doing. Let me show you this. Okay. Now, this is just an example. Now, I already know when y'all talk about, I want to do stuff online, Eric, I want to be faceless, I want to do digital stuff. Using your face is the fastest way to $1 million. I promise you this. From this Instagram page he has, he may not be at $1 million, but he right underneath it, just to be honest. Okay. Now, this is what happens when you do the digital right here. This right here. This happens.
Come on. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
So what is that? That's hundreds of pages copying him with thousands of followers. People are following those pages. They're giving it all these likes. And he's like, these aren't me. These aren't me. And this is why I tell people, like, YouTube, Instagram, they're all getting to a place where you got to pay to prove this is your page. And there's a lot of digital silliness going on. And you have to that's why when y'all be like, Eric, I reached out to somebody, and I'm like, no, you didn't. The only emails we have is admin@classylife. We have admin@allroadsbook.com. I continuously, in over 3,000 videos, tell y'all where to email, who to email, who's on staff. Because people will, I'm telling them the exact place to go, but they're trying to find a cheat code. They're running around the internet. Let me Google her. Let me review. Let me cross check. And they're like, well, Eric, I went on this link. And I'm like, that's not my fault. You did not go on a direct link provided by our page. Anything you got off there, that's on you. That's your problem. not anybody else's. Let me go back over where I was at. Whoops, my bad. Let me go here. So this again, so when people say, Eric, I want to do creative financing, I want to do owner financing, I want to do seller financing, here's an opportunity. But listen, I'm going to tell you right now, he's probably asking for 100K, but we don't know. So let's play this.
This is a ranchise, an income-producing regenerative micro farm that grows pasture-raised beef, pork, chicken, eggs, and raw dairy for you, even if you know nothing about farming or don't own land. Let me explain. The standard ranchise includes 1 pasture-raised dairy cow, 4 rotationally grazed beef cows, 600 pasture-raised chickens raised in stages, 1 sow, and 2 goats or sheep, as well as a professional ranching team to install your system and manage the livestock for you. The best part, by partnering with Wanted Raw Foods, we handle the breeding, feeding, and food sales, which means once you buy your ranchise, you never have to pay for maintenance again. You'll have more than enough to feed your family and sell food to grow your ranchise without paying for more maintenance costs. Ranchises were once only for Axe landowners, but for the first time ever, we're opening them up to non-property owners with custom setups made to fit your budget. Plus, with our new money-back guarantee, you'll get your first box of food, photos of your livestock, and your first paycheck within 6 months, or your money back. Want in? Comment or DM the word ranchise to join our live ranchise masterclass. In this 2-hour Zoom call, I'll help you build your ranchise business plan with clear steps on setup, timelines, financing, and income projections. Welcome to the new era of farming. This is a ranchise, an income-producing regenerative micro farm.
Now we can go over to his page and you can see it, but that's Axe the Real. You can see it in a second. A lot of people want to do farming, want to do a mini farm, micro. They don't want to be responsible to take care of the animals or do any of that stuff. So this is essentially what it sounded like to me, was community supported agriculture, but the next level is they're going to sell your part and send you a check, which is good. This is good. So let me pull this. Let me show you this.
So in general, I think one of the largest problems with renters is lack of education. The video I just posted about why are you renting, you should see the comments. Who's going to give me 20% down? What happens if the furnace breaks and the roof blows away? No one's going to give me $15,000 for closing costs. And I think the second largest problem is just in general fear. See, in this country, we don't have very good education about how to be an adult. So when you go to school, you learn about math, science, history, but no one teaches us how to be adults. They, in general, don't teach you about interest rates and the value in buying a property and what it means and so on and so forth. And so you grow up and your parents were renters, your aunts and uncles and all your cousins, when you go over there for holidays, they all rent. So this country teaches you to do what? Get a job, be a good boy, finish school, sit in your cube for 60 hours or 40 hours a week and pay your rent like a good boy or a little girl. And that to the people saying, who's going to give me $20,000, $30,000 to buy, to put down on a home? Do you not watch my videos? 580 score gets you in the door. You can get 3.5% down payment, 6 down payment assistance. 620 score, you can get 5% down payment assistance. The damn down payment's only 3.5%. That's your down payment and some closing costs. Then, if you watch my videos, you can buy a home that's been on the market 30, 40 days or more, and then you can ask the seller for 2-3% to help you with the rest of the closing costs. You can get to the table sometimes for a damn song and a dance, but it's fear. And it's the mentality of a lot of renters that they're just, scared money don't make money. And some of these, not all, some people just have to rent because of circumstances, and I'm with that. But some of these people would rather pay their landlord $2,500 a month for the rest of their life instead of trying to qualify to buy their own property. That's fear. That's a mentality of, unfortunately, a lot of broke people. So if you're out there sitting on the fence and you're out there, you've always wanted to buy a joint, but you're just scared, stop being scared. Scared money don't make money. Click the link in my bio, fill out the form that says I want to be pre-approved. You're going to get an email telling you exactly how to apply directly with the lender. Do it. If you
Okay, let me go here for a second, and I'm serious as as a cat outside in the winter time crying, like, let me in. You're going to wake up in about 5 years and people are gonna be like, I'll never own a home, but they really will mean it. They really will mean it. The way if in September, October, the interest rates drop down, you're going to have more inflation. You're going to have more inflation. I want y'all to understand, like, some home prices have went up. I have realtor.com alerts, and they always show me like prices are dropping. And then I have alerts to show me when prices rise. And so I was like, and there it is. It's happening. It's summertime. People are looking at homes. That may not be the price they close on, but the prices are increasing in some areas. I want you to understand, why is there such a concerted effort? People run around wholesaling, trying to get people out of their homes, because that is a money-making activity. It is a money asset. It is a true goal. It's gold, right? Even if it's a crappy house, it's gold. You have builders now who only thing they do is they go find trailers and old tear down houses. That's all they look for. They don't even look for land anymore, because they know somebody with cleared off land gonna be like, well, I deserve 100,000, 150,000. The land already cleared, ready to go. Okay, well, call me when you're serious, because I'm not paying you more than 50 in a ghetto neighborhood. You're not getting more than 50. Sorry. But you have somebody who's got a rundown trailer. You're like, well, the land's worth something. You're like, man, I can give you 30. Okay, I'll take it. Because they know it's a tear down. They're greater, more appreciative, more willing to work with you. You got a house that's falling into the ground. Their grandma been dead 20 plus years. They don't care. They ain't going to fix it. You going to give me 30, 40, 50? I'll take it, right? That's what's happening in the move. So a lot of people believe, well, the prices got to come down. Prices on what? Tear downs? Trailers that are rotted to the ground? Well, air prices are coming down. Oh, okay. Again, if they're building it for worth 60, selling it to you for 320, he can come down to 220 and still walk off with 100K. Come on now. Y'all got to start doing the math here. And again, there are going to be people say, Erica, you don't know my circumstances. You don't know my issues. You don't know my problems. Landlords shouldn't be getting rich off just renting houses. That's the whole point. Go look at Europe. Go look at London. There's more Indian people now than ever owning property in London. Why? Because they're putting 8, 9, 10 people together to buy the property, because it's nothing starting under $1 million over there. This is why people got on the pilgrim ships and came to America, because they're like, it's a bunch of land over there. We could just claim it. Now, granted, there were people on those properties and they didn't care. Okay. This is one of your strongest tools in your whole life to make money. It will be real estate. And a lot of people are not ready for that conversation. They don't want it. I don't want to be responsible for property tax. You never really own your home. Every video, there's one of y'all special needs kids out here. Well, you never really own your property because of property tax, Erica. So what they essentially tell you, they want to buy something one time and never work another day in life. They want to be a slug. They want to be a slouch, sleep on the couch, and never work another day in their life. And then complain about everything. It's like, babe, that's just not how it works in any capacity. So again, whenever I hear somebody say, oh, 20% down, I just start laughing. I literally in the comments go, what are you talking about? Most conventional loans for 3%. Or you could do FHA for 3.5. Whoa, I make too much money. I'm like, you make over 300,000 a year? No. So they're already telling on themselves that they haven't read. They're not educated in what's going on. They're confused on the process. They haven't even asked anybody. They just want to join in the crowd and complain. And then in about 4 or 5 years, they wake up like, see, they locked us out of wealth. You see, I really think a lot of people just have convinced themselves like, hey, man, I ain't never really going to make no real money. So I might as well just keep it pushing. Now, let me show you this part. This is real important. This is why you have to be making sure your sons can read. Okay. Let me show you this. Show you this.
I can do, because the state is opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. I can reset this in a couple of weeks. You can bring whatever witnesses you want to bring. The state will give me his criminal history, and we can go from there. And then I'll make a decision on whether or not deferred or.
Do you want to do that, or do you want just probation from the bench today? I just want probation. I'm going to get this over with now.
So here's the thing. People say they want to get things over with, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And they don't think about the consequences of their actions. What I'm telling you is your attorney has applied for deferred adjudication. Not getting this over with right now, maybe I'll give you deferred adjudication and you won't have a felony conviction. But if you want to get this over right now, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to have a felony conviction, and that felony conviction is going to follow you wherever you go like a ball and chain. And it's going to affect your ability to get employment if that's what you're intending to do. But if you want to go for it, I'll go for it. You'll be found guilty and you'll receive your regular probation, and it's going to be a conviction on your record.
Which way do you want to go?
How old are you?
31, ma'am.
31. You don't need to look at your attorney to make a decision. Do you want to be a felon?
No, ma'am. I don't want. I'm a driver. He's a truck driver, Your Honor, so it will affect his livelihood down the road. However, I told him that it may or may not. Who knows? 6 years down the road under this administration, will there be truck drivers? But be that as it may, you have a choice today. I just want to take probation now.
We can go off the record. Do you understand what you're saying to me? You're saying to me that you want a felony conviction. And what I'm telling you is, according to your plea bargain agreement, if I give you a felony conviction and you mess up on it, you're looking at 10 years in the prison. If you end up with deferred adjudication, you don't have a felony conviction. And if you mess up on it, you're looking at 10 years prison. So you're telling the court that you want to take the easy way out and get a conviction on your record. So you can be the felon. Felon Wade. Is that what you want?
No, ma'am.
So why do you need to look at your attorney to make a determination on whether or not you want to come back in 2 weeks? Because maybe in 2 weeks, maybe I'll give you deferred adjudication. Maybe your attorney is going to present something to me that will tell me that you're deserving of deferred adjudication. Maybe the state is going to come back to me and say, this is the only thing he has. He doesn't have any other criminal history. So what do you want to do?
What should we do? Ma'am, I don't know the land of the law. I'm just here.
I'm going to help you out. We're coming back in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is what I
listen. The first things first. Let me stop because I'm about to say something ugly. This man's slow. That's all. That's all. He nervous. He don't want to go to jail. He just want to go back to work. He just want to drive trucks. And his attorney's so stupid. He's talking, well, this administration, maybe in 6 years, there won't even be no trucks. Like, are you like, I would fire that lawyer. In the comments, all the people like, well, why don't you just give him a deferred right now so he don't got to come back? People have to work. That's just it. You're a driver. The work will be there. They will need you tomorrow to drive. You'll be fine. Come back when you need to come back. But he's 31 years old. Think about it. That's a 31-year-old man that probably thinks some woman should follow his lead. He can't even understand somebody talking directly to him. Y'all have to get these kids reading. Yes, he could be nervous, but to keep looking at him like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, think about that. There's the bus is short. He's on the short bus. The elevator ain't going all the way up. Now, at this point, his attorney, a good attorney, would have said, hey, we need a minute. We need a time. Hold on. Let me go talk to him. Explain to him what the difference is, because clearly somewhere in this conversation, he's lost. But he don't even have a good attorney. The judge care more than the attorney care. And because we've popularized people having felonies, clearly this man don't vote. He don't know he ain't gonna be able to vote. Clearly he don't own a gun. He ain't gonna be able to own one. They're stripping your American rights, your natural born rights away from you when they give you that felony. He's going to have a hard time getting future jobs. This young man needs to spend some time in deep remedial reading, some audiobooks, something. Somebody has to care. Somewhere somebody dropped the ball. And if he is just having a comprehension issue, have a great day. Probably heard me ranting here. Sorry. And I just don't think many people understand that this is the adults you're sending out into society. These are the people that are voting. These are the people having children and sending them to school with your child. That's why my children will never go to school with your children. Can't want to do. This is the product of what they're sending. It's very unfortunate. But let's get back on task. Don't do it. Keep it simple. Don't be flashy. There's so much content I want to show y'all. I just want y'all to understand the future of stuff coming your way, and how people are acting out here. Oh, I meant to show you this one. There you go. We're back to it. Axe, real deal. Okay, again, Texas, Florida, Tennessee. They're showing you different states. Turnkey, off-grid, ranches, estates, faith, family, freedom. Again, with anything, you have to be a salesperson. Why did he stand out? Black cowboy hat. You already know. People want fresh food. They see what's happening at the grocery store. Eggs recalled, things recalled. Again, people want 5 to 15 acres if they can get it. Maybe not there full time, but somebody helping them. So again, they can't do it alone. They want to do it in groups, and I just go check out his page. He has really good information, good stuff. So long story short, anyway, go check that out. I just didn't want y'all to not say, well, what's the original page? It's the original page is right here. Okay. All right, you guys. So listen, there's so much I could talk about, but I'm going to wrap it up here. I think I'll be doing y'all a disservice if I go too long. Oh, wait, let me make it bigger. Sorry. Can you see it? There we go. What am I always going to recommend for you? If you want to book a call. If you want to go to Middleman of Millions course, good luck. We're in there. We're actually I'll have some training for it in about a month as far as construction, pictures, videos. Let me see what I have it up here. I do. Here we go. So what it looks like, Middleman of Millions. Boom. Roofing, cleaning, live trainings. Ads expert in there, Facebook ads, talk about core profitable businesses, pending summer models, GC journey, talk about a lot of stuff in there. Middleman to Millions. And do I have the other video up? I don't think I do. Oh, if you're in my land grab course, you guys already know. This is kind skip tracing. We post those links. Again, what are the new filters? Tax delinquents, Spanish speakers, expired listings, on and off market properties. Let AI predict for me properties likely to sell at a deep discount in the next 12 months. Why would that be, right? Owner and nursing home, haunted houses, previously in foreclosure, targeted wholesale neighborhoods, top land zip codes, okay? Land motivations, tiny houses, total teardowns. That's my favorite, is tiny teardowns. Potential subdivide opportunities. New for solar. Swimming pools. Why? People be running out of money. Can't fix a swimming pool. Okay. Age, motivated seller list. Again, y'all can go check this out. It's super helpful. Again, use my links. I always have them in there. You know, you're going to get about 10,000 on the list for about 300. So you don't have to get that many, but I would recommend. So anyways, you guys. I have it up. And always you can go to Land Portal. This is another thing we talk about, land grab course. Super helpful. And that's, again, close more deals. All right. We've talked about it a bunch over here. Really helpful. But anyways, this is your girl, Erica, classy climb blogger. I forgot. I didn't realize that was so small. My bad. You see this right here. Did y'all see kind skip? How about there? Kind skipping is an orange and black. Okay. So anyways, this is your girl, Erica, classy climb blog. You guys have a wonderful evening. Have a happy 4th of July, and please be safe. And again, we'll be talking about more marketing sales for the next probably 10 videos. So don't worry. We're going to hit probably all the questions you have. Leave questions under the videos. If you enjoyed the commentary, drop a 1 in the comments. And you guys have a happy 4th of July.
You've probably been seeing these commercials for Middleman to Millions course. What is Middleman to Millions? We're teaching so many people how to have service businesses. The upcoming year, one of the fastest growing businesses you will see are service businesses and digital businesses. Why is that? Because so many things need repairs, need maintenance. And guess what? We have a shortage of men and also women who could do things. Listen, I'm not the best with a hammer, but I know I can gather a crew of people to get things done. And that's what I've done with 2 of my service businesses. And that's what I'll be teaching if you check us out in the Middleman to Millions course. And look forward to us on the road with Digital Liberty Tour 2024. It's Erica Williams.